Good morning, guys. MWUSA, Season 3, Episode 162. This morning, I released a rebroadcast of Season 1, Episode 83, which is me reading a copy of the letter that I carry with me in case I get pulled over by law enforcement, Border Patrol, or whatever it might be, and they question the amount of money that I have in my pocket. So listen to that. That's pretty decent. This morning, I just left home, and older kids just got on the bus. Younger will be getting on the bus in about an hour and a half. Today's going to be a longer drive, but not a lot of opportunity to gamble, maybe 3 or 3.5 hours of actual gambling. I do have to be back in town for a physical meeting. I'm also back at work today, so I'll have to have my laptop next to me. I will have some meetings throughout the day, which I haven't even checked on to see what meetings I have, which I'm about to do right now. Looks like I have an 8:45 meeting, and I have a 10:30 meeting, and that's about it, which is good. I did talk to my manager yesterday. I found out late yesterday that the funeral is going to be on Saturday. I talked to my manager, took Friday and Monday as bereavement days. I can take up to 5 days, but I don't want to do that. I want to at least make it appear that I'm working. So I am working today technically. Friday and Monday I'll have off, and I'll be driving across about half the country to get to this place for the funeral, and then driving back. So Friday morning, which is tomorrow, I will be leaving home early. Depending on if I'm going by myself or if any kids are going with me, will be the difference between going to casinos on the way or not. I prefer not to have any kids with me so they can go to school. If that's the case, then there will be a couple casinos on the drive out that are not out of the way, and I'll be stopping at those, and then by the time I get to my destination, will be late on Friday evening, and then Saturday morning get up, go to the funeral, spend the day with family, and then early Sunday morning drive back and be home by Sunday night. Then I'll have Monday off, which I will use to supplement because I'm missing days of playing. So Monday I will be going to casinos. Tuesday at the office, and then the rest of the week will be my normal schedule. So I know that was a lot to give you all at one time, but that's where we are right now. It is 65 degrees outside. I have enough gas to get to the first casino. As you know, I filled up on the way home last night, and I'll get to the first casino and then probably get gas. We'll see how it goes. Yesterday was an okay day, but not a great day because I only got 2 blackjack sessions in. We're going to try to get 3 in today if possible, and at least a couple sessions of slots. So that's what's going on right now. And like I said, 63 degrees outside. It's changing as I'm looking at it back and forth. And I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, I am back. So I am walking into this first casino, and I see someone leaving, and it is the area neighborhood advantage player. So I'm not feeling great about this place right away. So I walk in, I'm looking around, and I'm not seeing anything, and that's exactly what I expected. And he had gone through basically and just finished looking at all the plays and didn't leave anything. So I did find one okay play, which was kind of a higher risk, low return, but it was only a couple spins, and I did play that and ended up ahead $8. But that's it. So nothing else. Actually, $13. My apologies, $13. But other than that, there was nothing else. And I've been in communication with my wife this morning, and we're finalizing plans for my trip. And I will be leaving tomorrow morning. So I don't know what's going to happen from here, or when the next time you'll hear from me is after today. But tomorrow morning I will be heading out. It's a long way. It's going to take all day to get there, and we'll see what happens. But right now, where we are right now, I am heading off to the next casino. I have a meeting starting in about 45 minutes. I will do that in the car, and by the time I get to the casino, that meeting will be ending, hopefully, and we'll play some blackjack. So that's what's going on right now. I'm going to let you go, and I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, I am back. So I can tell you, wow, that car's been here for at least 2 weeks in the same spot, parked the same way. That's odd. So I go into this place again, very hard to find any kind of slot plays. So really didn't play any slots at all before I went back to the blackjack area. I went to play blackjack, bought in for 500, and right away I had a little bit of positive variance, but then all of that went away and more. But 500 is all I really needed, and I actually ended up leaving because the count was way too low, but I was still ahead 600. So plus 600 on the blackjack, and the pit boss now, he doesn't even ask me for a card because he's like, this guy's not a threat, and he always says he doesn't have a card, so he doesn't even ask. He just says hi to me and walks away, which is great. I mean, that's exactly where you want it to be. You want it to be casual, you want it to be non-threatening, so that's all good. Plus 600 there. And then I did look at slots again before I left and found one play, ended up playing that through and ended ahead $21, but that's it. Only 21. So played blackjack and then won 21. That's nice, right? Nice number. Right now I'm heading off to the next place. I have a meeting in an hour and 45 minutes after getting to this place. So I'll have about an hour and a half in this place to play, and then I'll have a meeting, and then during the meeting I'll be driving to the next area, and hopefully I can get one more blackjack session in, and then from there no more meetings for the rest of the day, and I'll be able to play hopefully a couple more casinos after that. So right now things are fine. Temperature 77 degrees. It's cloudy. It's a little bit muggy, humid outside, but overall things are fine. I do need to get some gas and go into this casino. I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. So I ended up playing blackjack, obviously, playing slots before blackjack, and then slots again before I left. And initially when I walked in, I only found one play on the slots, and I was down about $16. And then I went and played some blackjack, and quickly had some okay luck, and then things flattened out, and then I just sat around for a while waiting to get to my threshold, and eventually I just got there. But I actually went 2 full shoes, almost 2 full shoes, betting table minimum, before I finally got where I needed to be. I ended up walking away from the tables ahead $500, and then played slots, and I was down as much as 1,300, I believe, and I ended up hitting a W2, which I hated to do on that one, but I ended up, that was for 1,300, and ended up leaving ahead 525 on the slots. So, and then I was trying to get them to come sooner. It just took so long. It was about 20 something minutes before someone came to pay me out, and finally I got paid out and I got the heck out of there. I did buy some pasta salad while I was there, just a little thing of pasta salad for a few bucks, and it was really good actually. So one good thing there. Now I do have a meeting starting in about 20 minutes or less, 14 minutes. So as I'm driving here, I'm going to do that meeting, and then we're going to go to the next casino, hopefully get one more session of blackjack in, and then I've got to head home, toward home at least, in order to have enough time to be able to travel home and get ready for my meeting and get to my meeting tonight. So that's what's going on right now. Overall, has not been a terrible day. Kind of kicked myself for a few decisions I shouldn't have made that cost me a couple bucks, but overall did okay. And we're moving on to another casino, plus 500 on the blackjack, plus 525 on the slots, and I will be back. All right, guys, I am back. So I go in there, and again, this whole area, just like the other area, no slot plays. The ones that I've found have been when someone was getting up and I was able to get the machine. Other than that, there's so many people around that I haven't been able to find plays. No real plays that were left by somebody that no one else picked up. So, unfortunately, was not able to play any slots at all. As far as blackjack, I was able to play blackjack. Again, plagued by negative counts. Never really, maybe I went to double my minimum bet, but that was really about the highest that I got. But I was able to leave ahead. I got to the end of a shoe, and I was ahead exactly 500 and left plus 500. So plus 500 on the blackjack and nothing on the slots. And I am heading out to another casino right now. The goal there is going to be use some of my freebies, get some food. I don't think I have any free play there, but I think I have plenty of food available, so I'll be doing that. And then get back to the car and then figure out what to do from there. So right now, things are looking okay, moving in the right direction, and without some terrible thing happening, it looks like it's going to be a good day. So yeah, right now sun is beating down. It's 81 degrees, hot and muggy, and I'll be back to update you. All right, guys, I am back. So I gotta say, this episode has been pretty boring. I think it's been go in, get it, leave, no real drama. It's been boring. It's been low counts. It's been just not a very fun day, but I mean, we're chipping up, and that's what matters. So it's not always glamorous, but this is better than losing, you know what I mean? So at this point, I went into this place and found a play right away, and it was a huge mistake. It was a $6 a spin, and it was just supposed to be a few spins, and I ended up basically losing almost every spin, and ended up leaving that machine down like $99, and then moved on to another machine, and that machine I lost another $100, so now I'm down $200. I go to the third machine and I win $100. So weird, right? Almost exactly 100. And the fourth machine, I win 130, so now I'm ahead like $30, and I got a lot of points, but ended up, let's see, I was up 30 there. I'm starting to walk around looking at other things, and I don't see anything. I do run into a friend of mine, and I talk to him for a few minutes, and then I decide to go use some of my comps. I didn't necessarily have anything for free, but I've been trying to use some of my comps because they're approaching $1,000, and so I'm just trying to, or they were, and I've been trying to kind of use them up so that they don't get too big, and then if anything ever happened, I would lose that money if I was kicked out of that casino. So I did get some chips, I did get some drinks, got some candy bars, I got a beautiful hamburger, which I will probably post tonight or tomorrow on YouTube. Wow, what a nice burger. 2 pieces of meat, cheese, all the toppings, onion ring, nice crisp pickles, very nice. So all that was good, but how do we do as far as the money? we didn't. We didn't make any money. I ended up ahead $21, which I think that's the second time today that I was ahead $21. I believe the third casino I won 21, but plus $21 there. And where do you go from here, really? I mean, right now, I got my meeting in 3 hours and 20 minutes. I really can't do much. So I'm going to start heading toward home. I'm going to check out some emails and stuff, and I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. So another mailbag question. Someone asked me about different casino companies and their comps and which ones were better, which ones should they play rated at, which ones should they play unrated at. And I have to say, I have a little bit of experience in this, but I may not be the best person to deal with this question. And I'll give you the advice that I have with the information that I have, but I don't play rated blackjack anywhere anymore, not one place. So as far as playing rated, if you're playing just blackjack, I would say stay away from it. There are some blackjack players out there who are playing rated, and they do get an hour or two in because they're an OSN or something, and by the time the casino figures out something is going on, and they look at the system and all this stuff, it takes a little bit of time. But I don't recommend that, and that back off can come in 2 minutes because some casinos will have notes in the system. So recently I contacted a casino that sent me a free hotel offer, and they were related to the casino that trespassed me, and they immediately said, well, you've been banned from so-and-so place. And I said, so what? I'm not banned from your place. And I talked to them for a while, and I was able to still get a room, but they were able to see that. Another casino I won a jackpot at, and I was not playing with a card, and I had an issue there as well. They were related to that company, and they said, hey, well, I see that you're not allowed to play. And I said, no, that's not what it was, And I gave some excuse, I got into an argument with someone at the table, and we both decided it's best if I didn't come back to that casino anymore. It's not a big deal. So I did that. But so I still play rated at that casino company, and I still have a high-level card there. So let's talk about a little bit about some things you want to look for. Number one is if you're playing a game where you can play rated and not get backed off, or you know how to manipulate the score, so to speak, meaning you make it look like you're making less than what you're making. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then you haven't been listening to this podcast very long. But if you're able to stay in good graces with them and run up a lot of points, you need to read their policies and their points and their system and understand their system and see what things you can get from them. I'm going to mention some casinos, and it doesn't mean that one of them is near me or not. I just want to give you just some ideas about some things that could happen one way or another. So we'll start with Hard Rock, for example. They just bought Mirage, and how does it work with them? To me, the experience that I've had with them is if you go in there blasting and you don't get backed off, but you win a lot, lose a lot, bet a lot, whatever, you're there for a long time, and you put up some points on the tables, because I did play there rated in the past on the tables. You can expect to get some big rewards, including at the time I was getting something like maybe $300 or $400 free bet 3 or 4 days a week, and luckily I just played those through, didn't play a lot of other blackjack, and I left. And the good thing about those bets too is you can play it on other tables, so when they did give me smaller denomination vouchers, I did play them on things like Pai Gow or Baccarat or something like that, a game that they're not going to suspect me of doing anything, and I played those through, and I got dozens of those things, and They also gave me $300 in food 3 days a week, 3 times a week, which I was able to buy everyone in the kitchen food, the dealer's food, the pit boss's food, take food home, all kinds of stuff, and just couldn't even use it all because it was so much stuff, and they didn't have enough stuff that you could take home, like chips or sealed drinks, like waters, juices, things like that, or they would have limits how many you could take. But anyway, that is the experience I had with Hard Rock as far as tables. As far as slots with Hard Rock, I know that they do have some big comps, but once you run so many points through, they come talk to you, so you better not be doing anything fishy, and they will cut you off very quickly if you're not continuing to play. Caesars, I don't feel like their comps are very good. In the past, I used to get things like $2,000 or $3,000 in free bets at the tables when I was a ploppy, and those bets at the time were reusable, so they were an actual promotional chip that did not go away. It wasn't like one of those little vouchers that win or lose, they take it. It was like a promotional chip. I don't know what they do these days, but in the past I had gotten some big things from there. I would not dare do that now, rated. As far as their slots, I don't think it's a very good program either, and they do punish you a lot if you don't play a lot and keep up, and they do punish you if you win also. So you got to be careful with that. One good thing that I like about Caesars is their cruise. So they will give you a cruise with a balcony, a nice room with a balcony. The one I took to Alaska was through Caesars, and the one I took to Central America and Mexico was also through Caesars. One of them had a butler and one of them did not. So that it depends on which trip you take as to how high up your room level is. Going to Penn Gaming, I find that if you think that you're going to walk in and do a bunch of play and leave and get a bunch of free play, it's not how it works anymore. They're really limited things. I can't really give you too many more details on it than that, but you've got to do a lot more than just put a lot of money through their system. Their comp system is not as good as it used to be either. So that's what I have to say about that. As far as their cruises, I've been on their cruises before, and you get an inside room with a window. Not an inside room, I guess it's a window room. And I thought it was okay, not great. And I found that there was less than a foot of room between the end of your bed and the wall versus the Caesars balcony, where you had a couple feet of room from the end of your bed to the wall. It was just a lot easier to get around the room, and it was a lot better room. So if I had a choice to get to Elite with Penn Gaming, you need 50,000 points, which is 250,000 in slot play. But Caesars, to get to 7 stars, is 750,000 in slot play. It's a big difference. If you get to $1 million with Penn Gaming, you're going to get a lot more comps. That would be the Owners Club, is $1 million run through slots, and they used to give you a free car lease. I don't know if they do that anymore. It was like a Mercedes lease, and you would go get the lease, and then they would reimburse you, I believe is the way it worked, every month. MGM, I thought that their comps were okay. Understand that I'm not really doing a lot of this stuff anymore, so everything I'm telling you here is 1 or 2 or 3 years old. That if you did give them a lot of play, that they would give you decent comps as far as free play, but then as soon as you stopped playing heavy, they would cut you off. So so that's that. I've not played any of the station's properties rated. There are some other smaller casinos that I have played rated and that give decent comps, but I can't really talk about those because that'll give you the region of where I am, so I'm not going to do that. And I've also found that international casinos seem to give a lot less comps than our traditional casinos here in this country. So don't think that you're going to go in there and, play a lot for a day or two or a week and expect to get a lot of stuff. Over there, they're going to treat you well. They're going to be nice to you and kiss up to you, but you're not going to really get as much as you are here unless you're betting really high. So I hope I didn't piss anyone off here by giving you that information. Also, a lot of the Indian casinos in North Carolina, in Michigan, in Wisconsin, I believe Illinois, northern Illinois maybe. Well, I'm not sure what state that is there, but a lot of these Indian casinos in the Southwest, they will give you decent comps, but it's more of smaller comps and better service and keep you coming back than one huge comp. Although I have experienced some of those that will give you some big ones, but they'll punish you immediately if you don't continue keeping your play up. So which casino should you play rated with? If you're playing blackjack, I would say none. If you're playing slots, I would say make sure you keep your winning down. If you know what you're doing with that, great. If you don't, then they might cut you off, and they might even ban you. I do have friends who have been banned, not for using more than one card, not for doing anything wrong, not for breaking any rules, but just for winning. So you need to control your wins if you're going to be playing at a lot of those places. So hopefully, I don't think I gave away anything that is a big secret. I think all this is found on the internet pretty easily. And you can also look at your casinos online through Google and look at what some of the people said about it. A lot of the Google ratings, you can actually search for a keyword. You can do comps, you can do blackjack, you can do slots, you can do this game, that game, actually say the name of what you're looking for and see if they have it. And a lot of them, like in Atlantic City and other places, even have websites where you can go search for a certain game or machine or something that you want to play, and that'll give you an idea of what you're getting into before you go there. Definitely work on talking with people that you know before you go into a region. BJ21 is good, Blackjack Apprenticeship is good, and there are a lot of other websites and Discords and things out there that are good. I would not recommend, I don't want to badmouth anyone. There are some things online I wouldn't recommend, but let's just say just understand where your information is coming from and verify it with people before you go in. I remember at one point I got information that Hard Rock in Tampa was the best place to go play blackjack, and I go to their website and I do research, and I got BJ21 and I looked and I'm like, wow, this is amazing. It's like 0.19 or something. And then I end up going there, and if you're not playing rated, you're limited. You can't play in the high limit room. You end up on an 8-deck table. They're cutting off 2, and although the rules are good and that lowers the casino advantage, it's very difficult to make big money there without playing rated or without making it too obvious because you're spreading a lot. So although the casino advantage may not be huge there, I found it very hard to make money there. And in fact, that trip was a losing trip for me. And I flew to Tampa and didn't go anywhere. I actually flew into the airport, took an Uber to the casino, stayed at the casino for 3 days, took an Uber back to the airport and back home, and lost money because I didn't know what I was getting myself into. So definitely pay attention to all that kind of stuff. It's good to have friends in different regions. It's good to, if you see someone who's doing what you're doing at a casino, maybe don't make it obvious. Maybe meet them outside, or if you see them go in the bathroom. Obviously we're not stalking people here or anything like that, but if you can get in contact with some people, make friends with them and get information from them. They may lead you to other people and other information that would help you out long term. So what does this all mean? I would say that means do your research, and I give you a brief outline of some stuff, and if you have specific questions, let me know. But that's all I'm comfortable talking about on the podcast, so I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. So at the end of the last episode there, I forgot to do the wrap-up for that episode, and then I noticed it was like 10 p.m., and I noticed I hadn't done it yet, and I was working on publishing it. So I was outside on my back porch, and I just heard the episode for the first time, because I don't edit these at all. I just speak my mind. So I heard the episode for the first time, and I hear all the crickets and stuff in the background, and I'm like, see, I told you guys, I live in the country, I live in the Midwest, I live in the middle of nowhere, I live in a farm area away from everything. So when I tell you I travel a long way to go places, I really do, because I look out at cornfields and soybeans and things like that, and I'm not really close to anything. I think about the closest grocery store or Walmart or something like that is probably about 10 miles away from me. The nearest gas station is probably 6 or 7 miles away from me. So I do live in the middle of nowhere. But I was just listening to that, and I thought it was so funny. I'm talking to you, I'm in the car, and next thing you hear all these crickets in the background. And what you didn't hear is me kind of wincing a little bit, because somebody had run a wire from outside into the house for some lights outside, and I was in my bare feet, and I opened the door and I kicked the cord outside so that I could close the door properly without messing up the door or the cord, and I kicked the threshold of the door and like mangled up my toes, and I was like, I couldn't talk for a second before I recorded that. But anyway, looks like I'm running into a little bit of bad weather here. Some big raindrops starting to fall, getting into a construction area as well. I'm going to sit back and relax, enjoy the rest of the ride. I have no clue what's going to happen tomorrow, if I'm going by myself or taking children with me. If I'm taking children with me, we're not doing any casinos of any kind. If I'm going by myself, I'm probably looking at 3 major casinos, 3 major stops tomorrow. So don't know when you'll hear from me, but if you don't for a while, you'll understand what's going on. And believe me, I want to get out there and I want to make money, and I want to do as many of these episodes as possible, because that means I'm earning EV, but sometimes it's just not possible for the situation. So heading home right now, we're going to go to my meeting and then continue the trip home, and I will talk to you when I talk to you. If you have any questions or comments, the email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.